Welcome to Country Doctor House Calls. I'm Dr. Adam McCall, a family physician practicing old school medicine in a modern world. This podcast is about truth over trends, relationships over algorithms, and common sense over noise. We'll talk about real medicine, bad medical advice, faith at the bedside, fatherhood, and what I've learned from thousands of patient visits. These are conversations you'd have if a country doctor pulled up a chair on your front porch and told you the truth, with clarity and with care. No hype, no shortcuts, just honest medicine for real life. Welcome back to Country Doctor House Calls. Today I want to talk about something that's a little bit maybe off topic, but I'll bring it back around full circle. So I have the 4 P's in the T. There is pee, pus, puke, and poop. All have to come out every single time or you don't heal. And so today, that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about truth, the 4 P's and the T. Truth has to come out. It has to. And when it does, you heal. Puke, poop, and pus. If they stay in, you get sick. If they come out, you heal. The body's ability to negotiate with those toxins is none. It prioritizes survival, and that is where the comparison becomes uncomfortable. Truth works the same way. When waste is retained, what happens? Pressure builds. When infection is trapped, damage continues to add. When truth is suppressed, the system deteriorates. We tend to think of truth as this moral concept first, but in all reality, it is a physiological one. Your body responds to truth. And it responds to lies differently, whether you think so or not. It does. And there's a reason for telling the truth feels different in your body, not emotionally, physiologically. Did you know that when you lie, your body knows before your mouth finishes the sentence? Think about that. Your heart rate goes up, your blood pressure rises, breathing becomes faster, muscles tense, sympathetic nervous system lights up. Cortisol and adrenaline surge and your body enters a threat response. A lie requires monitoring. And you have to remember exactly what you said, who you said it to, and be sure not to contradict yourself. Your brain stays on high alert. It's not a metaphor. That's just the way God designed you. It's biology. Lying activates the same stress center in the brain as danger. The amygdala, it flags risk. The hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis fires, stress hormones start to stay longer than necessary because the threat never resolves. There is no closure. The body stays braced. Over time, chronic activation shows up as fatigue, headaches, gastrointestinal symptoms, muscle pain, poor sleep, elevated blood pressure, insulin resistance, immune suppression. That's really what happens. And this is what happens when something that should come out is forced to stay in. Now contrast that with telling the truth. You told the truth before and felt better, right? The moment that truth is spoken, there is a spike of fear. Your heart rate jumps briefly. Your voice may shake a little. And that's just the cost of vulnerability, knowing that something different is about to happen. Parasympathetic nervous system begins to engage. Breathing deepens. Shoulders drop. Your jaw unclenches. Your heart rate normalizes. Your muscle tone softens. Why? It's because the threat of having to constantly stay on guard is gone. The brain no longer has to track a false reality that you've created. Cognitive load decreases. Energy is freed for regulation rather than defense. Truth allows the nervous system to take a break and slow down. Studies in psychoneuroimmunology consistently show that emotional suppression are associated with increased inflammation markers, poorer immune function, slower wound healing. But in contrast of all of this, honest emotional expression lowers cortisol levels, improves your immune response, Your body is designed for a coherence with truth, and that, when it occurs, creates an alignment between thought and physiology. When those are congruent, your body says the environment is safer. Safety is where there's healing. There's also a hormonal component in chronic deception associated with elevated cortisol and reduced oxytocin. Truth-telling, especially in a tight relationship or in a good relationship, increases oxytocin. Oxytocin lowers your blood pressure, it lowers anxiety, improves pain tolerance. It literally is healing. Even posture changes. People who tell the truth tend to stand more upright, breathe more, allow the vagus nerve to function more effectively when it's not in the defensive state. Digestion improves, heart rate variability improves, emotional response improves. This is why people say, I feel lighter for telling the truth. It's not because it's some poetic language, it's actually real physiologic load. Truth removes the burden of internal contradiction. The body no longer has to carry two realities at once. There's one story, one signal, one direction. This does not mean truth is painless. Acute stress may occur and consequences follow. Relationships shift. The pain is not the same as pathology. Pain can heal. Suppression does not. Telling the truth is not just a moral act, it's actually a biological one. Let's wrap this all up, sit on the porch for a minute. Scripture has been saying this long before physiology could have. This is where I may lose some of you, and I'm okay with that. But if you'll hang tight for a second, you'll hear what I have to say. You know that in the Bible, John 8:32 says, you will know truth, and the truth will set you free. Not make you comfortable, not make you popular, but set you free. Psalm 32 describes what happens when truth is. When I wait in silence, my bones wasted away through my groaning all day long. It's not spiritual poetry alone. That's a man describing somatization and sleepless nights, internal pressure, a body carrying what it was never meant to hold. And then he says, I acknowledge my sin to you. Relief came with confession. Relief for telling the truth. And Jesus never told people to bury truth for the sake of peace. He told them to walk in the light. Light exposes. Truth does not hide in darkness. So the porch talk truth is this, that God designed the body and the soul with the same principle. What is toxic must come out. What is brought into the light can be healed. Truth may cost you something in the moment, but lies cost your health over time. And your body already knows that. So a couple of different things that you can do is use the word truth before you speak. When I say that, it's an acronym. T, tell yourself what you're actually afraid of. Name the fear clearly. Loss, conflict, rejection, consequences. Vague fear feels overwhelming. Named fear becomes manageable. R, regulate your body first. Slow your breathing. Drop your shoulders. Relax your jaw. A calm body helps truth come out very clear instead of reactive. Use ownership, not accusation. Lead with I statements. Speak from responsibility and not blame. Ownership lowers defenses without weakening honesty. T, tolerate discomfort. Fear, shaking, or emotion do not mean stop. Sometimes it's the price of alignment, not a warning sign. And here's the hard part. Hand off the reaction. That's the H. Speak truth with respect, then release the outcome. You are responsible for honesty and not how others respond. So if you want to really do well, if you want to feel better, if you want to address the crippling anxiety or the new anxiety, take some time, journal, think about things that have happened in your life. It's big. If you'll spend time doing that, I can promise you the return is not empty. So I would say start off this new year different. Think about how you are. Really dig deep. And then if you need to address something, if you need to tell the truth, not something that maybe you've done, not even a lie, but something that's happened to you, tell the truth. Let it come out. Expose what is hidden, because truth cannot be kept silent. All right, this is the very end. Country Doctor House Calls, episode 5. 4 P's in the tea.